Hey guys, just a quick video today on why I think Ethereum and Bitcoin are about to go up. Okay? I didn't say might go up or they should go up. They are about to go up. Alright? And on this channel we do back up our um, trading analysts by actual proof that we're profitable. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm using Market Cipher. If you haven't got Market Cipher, you need to get this tool. So what it does is gives you these waves down the bottom. Okay, there's also these indicators on the price, so you can see the yellow X and the blood diamond there. And I'll have other videos on what that all means, but my strategy is based around these blue waves and the money flow here, which is this red and the green. Okay, so at the moment what I'm seeing is on ETH or on the Ethereum chart or on the daily, we'll actually go to the 2-day because I'm trying to get an overall direction. Okay, I'm trying to work out, okay, I'm not going to just enter a trade and wait for weeks and then sell. I'm trying to trade every day and buy and sell and make the most out of the gains. Okay, and that's how you make the most money in your trading. Okay, so what we're doing here on the 2-day, we have a trend line here that I've drawn. You can see quite clearly that we bounced off this twice, right? It's a pretty big trend line. Obviously, we had the top up here at 4,500, come down and bounced a couple of times off here, and then we broke through it here, right? And we've come back down and tested it. Okay. So on 2-day time frame, we've tested a breakout of this downwards channel. Okay, and obviously that has nothing to do with Market Cipher, but as you can see, just normal technical analysis, we can already assume that, okay, we've tested this, maybe there's some room to the upside. So what are we looking on Market Cipher to help confirm this for us? Because basically that's going to help, well, that's what I use to help understand what the direction is going to be, and that's normally the most important thing when you're trading. Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? That's all we need to know. Okay, am I going to be entering longs or am I entering shorts? Right, so Market Cipher, here we go. First thing I notice on this 2-day time frame is this money flow. You can see how it's basically come down and now it's really starting to come up. Okay, if I zoom in down there, you can see that this last section here is really coming up. Okay, and we're almost at this zero line here, and what normally happens is we're either going to get rejected here or we are going to keep going through and it's going to go green. All right, so I am expecting it to go green because we also have these blue momentum waves, and these are like your lower highs. Okay, so we've got a low here, and then we've got a higher low and another higher low. Hopefully I said that correctly. Higher low, yeah, right. And what in Market Cipher we call this a trigger wave. This is when we pull the trigger on our trade, because we have these deep ones, right? Okay, sometimes you only get one. Okay, but more importantly, what I look at is, like I said, this money flow is really important. If we look back on why that's so important, let's look for the last big red money flow and let's see what happened. Here we go. So we had, right, here's a pretty good example here. So we have, it's not as deep as the current one, but there is red money flow here that's rounded, that's come up, and exactly at this point, probably we're a little bit before it at the moment, right, where we'd be entering the trade, right? Okay, That is a 50% increase. Okay, that's why it's so important to try and get into these trades before, as soon as you can, right? So we're entering just before it hits this zero line, because once it did hit the zero line, like the trade's almost over, like up here. Even then, it still would have been, if we had entered in up here, we still would have got 23%. Okay, it's quite a lot. All right, let's look for another one real quick. Here's another one, big red, similar to what we've probably got now. Okay, so we've got big red, it's coming up, it's gone into the green. If we had have entered somewhere near this zero line here, we would have entered here, right? And that is a, depending when you took profit, 165%, or basically 100% there. Okay, and we've got the same, notice the waves here. Okay, here's what I'm looking at on Market Cipher. We have a blue wave that's above this zero line, right? And then the next blue wave is higher than that one. Okay, and then it's higher again. Obviously, we did have this low point, but these are indications. So you can see how this is all sloping up, right? And look at the price. The price went up, like we just said, 150% or something. Okay, so if we just remember this at the moment, we've got a couple of important points. We've got our money flow. First thing, we're on the 2-day time frame, which is a big time frame. Normally I just look at the daily, but in this case, the 2-day is showing us that it is pretty strong momentum to the upside. Okay, and so we have our money flows going up, right? We have a wave that is higher than the previous wave on top of the zero line, and we have the trigger wave, right? So we have a smaller wave and basically our higher lows. Okay, and I'm not even looking at the price at this point. I'm not worried about what the price is doing. Okay, I don't care if it's coming down or if it's going up or what's happening. I'm just looking at the momentum, okay, and the money flow, the money coming into the asset. All right, and we've got our trend lines here, they're normal moving averages. You can see at this point we're pretty much below most of the trend lines, okay, or moving averages. Okay, so we're below the orange, we're below the red. Let's have a look at the current state where we are at the moment. Okay, so straight away we are below the orange and below the red. Okay, and we have our money flow, right, like we just said, coming up to the zero line. It's probably going to happen later in the month, maybe a little bit more here, 12th next week, probably 12th September, 10th. It's really going to pop up. Okay, it's obviously going to bounce off these moving averages, so I wouldn't be looking for a trade that's just going to go to the moon. Okay, we're going to be setting sell points here and sell points up here. Okay, I'm going to be trying to get sell, I'm going to try to buy and ride the waves up. Okay, now the other thing I said is the waves on the top line. The one before is lower than this one. It's only just lower, but it is lower. And this one here is lower than that one. Okay, so we have, like, as opposed to like this one here, this wave is not higher than this one. Okay, it's not higher. All right, this little peak here is slightly higher, this one's lower. Okay, bam, down, totally different scenario. We're higher here and lower there. We're going up 100%. Okay, so where can we go to, and how are we going to exit this trade? So that's what we're going to do. So we've entered in today at 1640 or something. Okay, have a trade open on ByBit. I'm not going to show you if you are trading. Have a look in the links below for my ByBit links, and you can get some bonuses there. Have a look in the description. All right, so where are we going to exit this trade? Basically, we're going to watch these blue waves. Okay, we're going to use our other time frames, but we're still on the 2-day. We've entered this trade on the 2-day, so we're going to basically close it on the 2-day. When we get some kind of indication on the 2-day time frame, and that we're going to close this trade. So what that's going to look like is this blue wave is probably either going to do two things. It's either going to make a higher blue wave than that one, and that would be very bullish. We'd be blasting longs at this point when we break this high. If we break this high here, that's when we'll be entering more longs, basically. If we get the scenario where the blue wave doesn't come up higher, okay, that will be our exit point, and it's as simple as that. Okay, so we'll just be watching this blue wave. If we can't get momentum up past here, like the price might still get up to here, right? But this blue wave will only get up to here, and then the price will come back down. Okay, and it might bounce around for a bit and then get up. Okay, but at the moment we're only interested in this trade. We're looking to take profit here and here. We're not looking to take profit up here. Okay, we're not going, oh yes, this is going to the moon. No, because we'll know when it's going to do that. At the moment, we know pretty sure that this is definitely going to get to this orange line, which is at 2080. Okay, so obviously the days are going to come down. This line's probably going to come down a little bit. So 2020, like we'll literally be taking profit at this peak. Okay, so about here, 2000 pretty much is your take profit. Okay, and so the price is going to look like this, right? And you know, this could be a little cup and handle type scenario where then it pumps up a little bit more, right? So that means it might come down to 1800s. Okay, so that's what we'll be watching. This might come down and then pump up higher, okay, and fiddle around up here before it goes down or whatever it wants to do. But you know, that's way too far in the future. We're just worried to get to this point and hopefully the momentum and the signs are there that we can get a trade up get a trade up to 2800. And if you look at this profit, just to here, just to that 2060 mark is 26%. Okay, up to the red is like 70%. All right, and looking at this setup, it's quite possible that it can do that. It could ETH could probably rise 20%. Why not? Let's look at the weekly. Okay, so look at a bigger time frame. Like, look what we got on the weekly. We're above the moving average. This is the 200 week, whatever it is, 200 weeks, the red, and that's 100, and I think it's 100, and that's 50. Okay, so basically we've got this W here, basically, that confirms that we probably will get to at least 2300, and we definitely have momentum in this W pattern to probably get to the 2600. All right. Again, it doesn't mean we're just going to blast through that. We're probably going to come up here. We're going to bounce down. You know, build up some momentum. Looks like maybe a massive, you know, even a thing like that on the weekly. Why not? But we're getting ahead of ourselves. We do have this green dot on the weekly as well, and the RSI, which we didn't mention, is low. Okay, Market Cipher has its own RSI indicator, and I'll explain that in other videos as well. So we do have confirmation there on the weekly. We've got this green dot, so that is looking like it's going to continue to go up. Okay, looking at the daily, what else can we see on the daily? Oh yes, so what I like to look for in using Market Cipher is patterns. Okay, so everybody knows a head and shoulders pattern, right? But we can also see that in our momentum wave here. Okay, you can see that we've made this head and shoulders pattern in this momentum wave. Even though we didn't get a green dot here, doesn't really matter. The wave looks like a head and shoulders to me. Okay, we've got a little W sort of on the RSI. This is definitely going to get up. Now, like the 2-day, I really want this wave to get higher than this blue wave. If it doesn't, we could be, you know, in for a rejection. 1800 seems about right. Okay, so we got to get above this. That's why you need market cipher. We need to be watching this every day, and we're going to trade based off that. Okay, on this daily, this trend line touched it on the daily as well, so that looks great. We can look at Bitcoin now to see what it looks like. ETH's sort of been leading Bitcoin a lot, and Bitcoin looks very flat. But again, it has the potential to have this W on the weekly. We're on the weekly time frame. We have momentum. We could get a green dot here soon, which means we have a W on the RSI. We have a W there, and we have this red line, this dotted line that I've got here, is a very important line, and I'll show you what that is right now. If I zoom out, these are spider lines. Okay, and this red one is the last line that I've got on this chart. Okay, and so how did I get these lines? All right, so I drew them from this peak to the top of that candle, and you can, it's not quite lining up. I think I did this on the daily actually. These are actually daily lines, right? So you can see how accurate this is. Like, we had all these lines off this, and then the next peak was this one, and what did the price happen to do? We had, as soon as we broke that orange line, it was just a free fall straight to this line, and look at the big gap there. So we have, and I drew this line last year in like October. No, sorry, not October. It was probably around December actually. Okay, so back last year in December. Geez, it might have been 2020. Has it been that long? Yeah. Yeah, actually it was 2020 December. So I drew these spider lines here because we had basically this W formation on the weekly, right? And so we started drawing these lines to predict, because we had no price action up here, so we had to predict where the price action was going to go somehow. Anyway, that's my analysis. I'm expecting Bitcoin Bitcoin might have a bit of a fake out here. It doesn't look as strong as ETH. Like, it might come down and test this line, which would be at 19,300, and people will likely think that that's the end and it's going to dump. But based off ETH, I'm pretty confident that Bitcoin's going to recover as well, just because how good this looks on ETH. And so let's look at the same thing on Bitcoin actually. So we do have the momentum, the money flow, sorry, on the 2-day for Bitcoin as well. It's definitely coming up. We can look at the other time frames. Like, they don't look that great yet. Looks like ETH's probably a week ahead of Bitcoin sort of thing. But yeah, I think ETH for sure is going to come up and test some of these price points up here. 2,800, 2,900. What's this one? 3,000. This yellow line here looks like something important. Yeah, 3,000. Why not? It's a big trade from here to there. 3,000. That's 87%. Okay, guys, that's it for today. Good luck with your trading. The point of this video is to help you understand what the direction is. And at this point, it is not down. 100% we're going up. How far, we don't know. But for sure, we might get some more little price action here that makes you think that it's going to go down, because that's what the market does. it might come back down and then go up. But basically, I think I'm pretty confident to enter a long here, and I've entered longs at 1640 at the moment, and like we're in a slight profit. So yeah, I would sign up to Market Cipher. Have a look, guys. If you don't have Market Cipher already, you definitely need this tool. If I get at least one sign up from this video, I'll definitely be doing some more videos around my strategy on Market Cipher and how I use it. So have a think about that, and that's all for now. Thanks, guys. Bye.